published 0533 est, the 9th of January. The 2018 updated 0637 est, the 9th of January 2018. Sergio Aguero is already unhappy. Gabriel Jesus has less than 2 months left on the sidelines. Raheem Sterling has become undroppable. Leroy Sane has become one of the best wide players in the league. And yet, Manchester City are edging closer to signing Alexis Sanchez. Arsenal's stance has softened. The man Pep Guardiola has wanted since he came into the Etihad is likely to join this month. Guardiola already has an excess of attacking talent. Some might argue Sanchez's arrival would turn his options into the best the Premier League has ever seen. Alexis Sanchez is nearing a move to Manchester City from Arsenal. This transfer window, Guardiola is keen to be reunited with a player that he signed while in charge of Barcelona. Sergio Aguero is already clearly unhappy with having to spend so much time on the bench. This is a side that has already scored 64 goals in the league. That's 14 more than next closest Liverpool, who had a heralded Fab Four until a few days ago. How, exactly, will Guardiola deal with his own famous five? No one will want to sit on the bench. Doing so too often in big games means Aguero has considered his future. A return to boyhood club Independiente is on the cards earlier than he ever imagined. But that may be why, in the main, Guardiola wants Sanchez. At around £35 million, he will be a relative steal in today's hyperinflated transfer market. And, at that price, there will be few players who fit the mould of what Guardiola wants so easily. There will be few players available for as little as Sanchez who fit the Guardiola mould so well. It is not as though Sanchez and Guardiola have not worked together before. It was the Spanish manager who took the Chilean from Udinese to Barcelona in the summer of 2011. They only had one season together, and Sanchez suffered from a slightly stuttering campaign. He picked up little niggling injuries and never got into full flow. Even so, he scored 12 goals in the league, enough to show Guardiola that he belonged at an elite level. The City boss knows what he will be getting. He is not going to sign him to play him out wide regularly. Sanchez will be the alternative to Aguero while Jesus recovers, and then another option for that position when the Brazilian makes his return. In an interview last season, Guardiola hinted he saw Sanchez as more of a number 9 than a winger. Guardiola essentially revealed that in an interview last season. He discussed Sanchez's time at Barcelona with Sky Sports. He played really good in Barcelona, but normally when you play with Lionel Messi, all the players beside him are not at his level. I think the position Arsenal are using him as a striker, in front, it is perfect for him. In Barcelona maybe I didn't help him too much because he played wide. He can do that, but he is better between the lines, closer to the goal. In some moments he played there, especially one game against Chelsea in the Champions League semi-finals. He played as a striker, and after 40 minutes we went 20 up, but it was an unlucky game and we lost and Chelsea reached the final. Leroy Sane is another option that Guardiola is not likely to cast aside anytime soon. What Sanchez showed over a successful spell up front for Arsenal is that he is an ideal modern number 9. He has the selfishness to play as a striker, something he has been criticised for by fans of his current club. But the 29-year-old also possesses the technical ability and creative talent to bring others into play. Oddly enough, what may be most important is Sanchez's similarity to Jesus on a pressing front. Aguero wins just 0.27 tackles per 90 minutes. For Sanchez, the figure is 0.54, while for Jesus it is 0.8. Guardiola is a manager who preaches defending from the front. That is not Aguero's game, but, in Guardiola's own words, Sanchez is a fighter in spirit. He is a winner. What Sanchez's arrival would also allow Guardiola to do is deploy the system he used to great success against Manchester United. The Chilean's work rate and willingness to tackle and win back the ball will appeal to Guardiola. In that game he sprung a surprise, playing Jesus on the left, Sane on the right and using Sterling as a false 9. It gave him an additional body in midfield, allowed his team to dominate possession and, in a potentially tough game, completely outplay the opposition. The two wider players were essentially inside forwards. Jesus' injury limits the potential for using that system. There is no comparable player to use on the left. That's a problem for Guardiola as we near the business end of the season. If he views a Champions League win as possible, the competition is only going to get tougher. Few would put United on the same level as PSG. He needs to ensure City are Raheem Sterling has had great success for City when used as a false nine this campaign. Sanchez's arrival would give City another option up front, and when playing a false nine he is unlikely to be used as a genuine wide player with any regularity by Guardiola. The other reality Guardiola faces is the potential fixture pile-up. City are still competing on four fronts, and it would not be a shock to see that continue. In 2011, when Barca reached the final of every competition they competed in, they played 60 games. If City did the same this campaign, they'd play 63 matches. To have 5 genuine options to play in forward positions over that many games is not absurd, especially when the physical demands of Guardiola's style of play can be so great. There might be issues on Aguero's part. Jesus will have more competition. Sterling may miss games. Sane might have less chances to fly down the wing, but Sanchez's arrival makes sense. City may just need him.